Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. Honestly, I've been pretty sleep deprived lately, and yeah, I've been pretty sleep deprived lately. And I slept super good last night for whatever reason. I went to bed early, so good morning to everybody joining in today. Give me a couple seconds here. And the sound is working. Sound is working. Yes. All right, guys. So for those of you joining in on Facebook and YouTube, thank you once again. Love having you here. Yesterday we had some issues with the audio, so today it looks like we're doing much better. So good morning from the Netherlands. Okay. So as always, I got a few stocks. We're going to go ahead and start cracking on it and getting into it. 1 second here. There we go. Cool. So again, few stocks. I've been mixing it up a little bit. I've been throwing in some shorts with some longs and some longs and some shorts. So either way, I got a few. We got MMAE, ZGNX. So we're going to go over a few of them. I want you guys to be a little cautious on a few that I may have picked. Roku is on the list. Roku, HMNY, IZEA, and I forgot to write this one down. But we're going to keep a watch on this one. I've seen this one gap before and then just do nothing. But SUNW is another one we're also going to watch. But this one was mentioned on Benzinga Pro Radio this morning, so that's why I'm kind of interested. So let's get it. All right. So let's take a look. Let's go to screen share, get you guys looking at what I'm looking at. And then we'll go from there. All right, so first stock on watch we will go over just simply is MMAE, and I only picked this one just because it was a huge runner yesterday. All right, so taking a look at AMMA. Now, do I think it's going to be in play today? Potentially, it can very well be. It has tended to find a little bit of a support in the 214 area. Which would make sense because that was very close, if not exactly its first resistance yesterday. Very close to it. All right, now it's kind of hitting an uptrend right now, little bit. So it's possible that we can see this one in play today. Obviously, the volume has to be there. Okay, so I mean, it's pretty basic. Volume's got to come in. We have to have some people watching it, willing to trade it today. It did make a huge move. It didn't hold those highs, but recently we've been seeing a lot of these stocks in which they shoot up, 100%, come down, and then go back up the next day. So simply, we're going to keep AMMA on watch. It's kind of hard to tell an exact entry point as of right now, but I'd like to potentially get in over 275. That could be an area for me that I could see getting in. Even at that point, that allows me to grasp even a 13% move up to the high of day yesterday. Obviously, a break over 307 is going to be ideal. But, if you wait to get in at 307, you're basically getting in on resistance. So it could be kind of dumb. All right, so we want to see it get over 307 today, and then potentially an entry over 275. But, again, we still have stocks to go over. So you guys are going to go through and see which ones you see that have the most value. Taking a look at I got to change these over, link them up. 1 second. But taking a look at the daily chart on Roku, or not Roku, but AMMA. Let's see if we got any resistance coming up. So again, AMA popped through the 200 moving average, so it's well above its 200 moving average. So that's a good sign. So again, keep it on watch. It did have a nice upper wick, though, on the daily, so that could make me a little nervous about going long on it. But it could be a long, it could be a short. I mean, obviously, it doesn't give you too much to go off of, but keep it on watch. It was a big runner yesterday, so it has the possibility of traders coming in to trade it today. Let's see. I'll go over this one simply because of the move that it made this morning. But honestly, I would rather have most of you guys, I would recommend probably not trading it, but it's definitely worth mentioning. I may still trade it, but it's probably not top of my list anymore. But that is ZGNX. As you can see, it went from $11, $12 to $43. I really wanted ZGNX to hold its high of about $43 or somewhere in that $40 area so I could short it today. So this was a short play, but and it could grind up to retest 43 today. If it does and doesn't break, I'll end up shorting ZGNX. But again, this is one you have to be really, really careful on. I mean, if we go into these 1-minute candles, you know, some of these 1-minute candles are $3, $4 candles. Okay, so just the 1-minute candles on ZGNX are a couple dollars. So if you don't have a big account or you're working with not as much money, I would recommend staying away from it because you can really get crushed on, you know, some of these stocks, or this stock in particular, because just a 1-minute candle in itself is $3, $4. Okay, so be very cautious if you want to trade that one. I wouldn't recommend it. Not the most beginner trader stock. Okay, so again, I'm just keeping ZGNX on watch today. It's not like I have an ultimate game plan. Right now, it's kind of bottomed out. So I want to see it grind higher. I want to see it retest the 43 mark. And then from there, I may end up taking a short. All right. Another one on watch is HMNY. Now, like I said yesterday, this was on my short list. And sure enough, I did short it in the opening. And I shorted it again right here. So yesterday, I shorted HMNY right out of the gates. Covered right into some of these green candles. And then I shorted again right here where this line's at. It's kind of goofy looking, but I shorted right here again. And then it ended up just picking up momentum again and coming back and absolutely crushing it. So HMNY is on watch for a break above $12. I would not recommend getting in before $12 because then you'd be buying right before resistance of the mental $12 mark, and you're just setting yourself up to lose at that point. So you want to make sure these ones cleanly break through mental resistance before going in. Now, something I do want to mention on HMNY and on ITUS. So for the past couple days, you've been hearing me say that these are on my short list. They're on my short watch. It's about time I'm getting ready to short a few of these stocks. With that being said, I kept, you know, stating that they're way too extended from their 9 moving average. So taking a look at HMNY real quick. If you look at HMNY and its daily chart, you'll see that yesterday it was very extended, or even the day before yesterday, sorry. It was very extended off the 9 moving average, and it was due for a pullback to support. Well, yesterday, if you look at the wick of that candle, ended up going all the way down and just touching right on the 9 moving average. As I explained, it was due for a pullback. And I shorted it, and sure enough, it dropped all the way back down to support. All right, let's take a look at ITUS. ITUS, I told you, this is another one that is on my short list. And why is that? Because these penny stocks, when they just keep running and running and running, you get overextended, they're going to come down at some point, and you just have to keep them on watch and wait for those days. So again, this was on watch for the past week. And yesterday was the big red day. All right, and like I said, it was overextended. So if you look at the daily chart on ITUS, you'll come to find that it peaked out at $5, and then it went from $5.22 all the way back down to $3.07. And if you look, $3.07 is right where the 9 moving average is. So it pulled all the way back down to an area of support. So for those of you looking to short, just watch penny stocks. When they keep running and running and running for a few days and they get really extended off their areas of support, just watch them and wait for a short day. And it's too easy. It's just too easy. It's guaranteed to happen. All right. Also, I just want to point something out here. Actually, no, I'll wait till later on that. Wait till later. All right, so next one on watch here is IZEA. All right, so taking a look here, we got IZEA. Why am I watching this? Well, the reason I'm watching this is because it's the same thing as HMNY and same thing as ITUS, a penny stock that just ramped up, got overextended. It's had these really ugly doji days, which I don't really like, but I'm still going to keep it on watch. But as you can see, the price is, still extended. It's in the $6, $5 area, and support is right in the $4 area. So it has this gap to fill down to support. So I'm just looking to short this one all the way down to the $4.50 area, somewhere right there. Just a nice move today. That's really all I'm looking for, okay? Let's take a look at Roku. Roku, that's not what we want to see. All right, so Roku was on my list for a long, and the only reason Roku is on my list for a long is simply because, you know, it's quite simple actually. We seen the day. We seen what Roku did yesterday. Roku was huge, okay? It had a phenomenal day, and I actually missed it. Where's my chart that I'm looking for? Interesting. Anyways, we've seen the day that Roku had yesterday, and I'm sure some of you guys caught those trades, and, you know, honestly, good job. I mean, that's what we want. You know, we want people to be making money on stocks like this. Float on Roku. You know, I didn't write it down. I apologize. So one of you guys hop on FinBiz, check out the float on Roku and let us know. If I can remember correctly, maybe it was like 15 million. No, I don't think it's 15. That's too low. I can't remember. But either way, Roku, phenomenal day yesterday. It absolutely crushed it. I forgot Roku's IPO was yesterday, and I completely didn't even trade it. So that was kind of my fault, silly mistake on my end, but that's okay. So the idea was we want to kind of see Roku continue this freight train going in today. So this is, again, this is a stock that you do not want to go against the momentum, okay? As you can see, this thing went from $15 all the way to $26. So absolutely huge. From yesterday to basically now went from $26. So huge, huge move, okay? Now, it is downtrending pre-market and going through a pullback phase. Does that mean you should sell because it's downtrending right now? Not necessarily. You know, and this thing really hasn't had any time to show us any support and resistances. So there's no shame in locking in your profit right now, guys. Okay, stocks are okay. Interesting. So with that being said, Roku, it's basically simple. Let's break it down this way. Roku, we're going to watch it for momentum today. If we can clearly spot that the momentum is going to continue up, then it makes sense to take a long. If it's showing us blatantly obvious red candles, and that's the thing, is it doesn't really give us much today. But honestly, I might, that would be too low. I might short it below $25. If it can't hold 25, I might take a short below 25. And then I could potentially look for a move down to, that would make sense, short below 25 and then a cover at 24. I could look for that. That would make sense for me. So again, we're just going to watch it. It might pick up and ramp back up today, and that's basically what it comes down to. Hey guys, you know, keep it basic in the chat. I know some people have their opinions, but there's no need for name calling, you know. It might, oh yeah, oh, you know what? Thank you, Tama, Tam, Taha. You know what? Thank you very much. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Yes, you are perfect. Spot on with that. So everybody give an applause to Tam, Tahan, however you pronounce the name. Made a valid point. Actually, Roku is showing a bearish divergence that I completely missed. So thank you for pointing that out. And right here it is, the bearish divergence, where the price is going up. See this price going up, but momentum is dying down. So chances are it's not going to be a good momentum play right now, and I'll probably end up shorting it. So good job. That was fantastic. I really like you guys for pointing that out. Anyways. So again, now next thing on watch was SUNW. I'm just going to take a quick look at this and see if it, okay, so I think that people should try and keep their eyes on this one today. Again, this isn't like a phenomenal. It has very, very low volume. I'm going to potentially short Roku. That doesn't mean you should short Roku, only if you see the value in it, because you will get burned if you try and go off what I say or my trade or what anybody else does. I've done it in the past. So if you feel absolutely comfortable doing it, then by all means short it, but never go based on my opinion. I'm just here for, you know, my insight. This is all entertainment purposes, baby. So again, here's the one we're looking at now is SUNW. SUNW has to do something with solar power, okay? And Just released this morning, Sunworks announces largest contract award to date. Sunworks reports winning of 8.5 million solar power projects in partnership with the Forefront Power. Okay, so that's pretty big news. But what makes it bigger news is the fact that Benzinga Pro Radio announced it. If you look at TOS, whenever you see BZ, if there's ever a BZ before the actual headline, that means it came from Benzinga. And Benzinga is known as one of the most credible, reliable sources for stock market news, okay? So that's pretty big news. And not to mention, I heard this on Benzinga Radio this morning, so we should definitely keep SUNW on watch. Trading pretty light right now. Obviously, we want to see more volume come in. And so this may be one, if the volume isn't there right away, maybe size down and take a little bit of a smaller size position rather than, you know, taking a huge position and going all in, okay? And now back to so again, let's keep SUNW. This could very well be that gap and go right out of the gates that we see where just run up and spike. So that's what I'm really hoping to see on SUNW. Again, those are kind of all the ones I had for you. Unless something's changed and I can see something on my scan, let's just take a quick look. That's not the right scan. Morning, morning. How's it going, Mr. Du Perez? Robert? Good morning. All right, let's see. What am I doing? All right, losing my mind over here. Brandon, hey, well, thanks for joining in, bud. So we do this pretty much every single day as long as the tech works properly. Monday through Friday, we do a live stream. You can see my charts. We go over stocks. You never have to play any of the ones I mentioned. This is for entertainment and for learning purposes so that way you guys can kind of know what I do and start formulating game plans on your own. But again, I appreciate everybody for joining in, you know. I'm happy that I can be a part of your morning and a part of your trading success, obviously. So it seems as if – okay, so let's do RTMB, and we'll take a look at RTMB real quick because I know you guys mentioned that one. It's gapping up. So the issue I had with RTMB today, well, I mean, look at that. That chart looks very ugly, okay? So it had no news this morning. RTMB had absolutely no news, at least on Thinkorswim, and it was gapping up pretty high, okay? So no news this morning, gapping up pretty high, and now it's downtrending. So I don't really like it. I would say there's probably other stocks that play out there that are better. And again, if nothing pans out right in the morning, it was kind of like yesterday. Yesterday was kind of slow to begin with. You know, there you go. RTMB, stay away. It's going bankrupt. So, for example, I don't possibly know every single thing about a stock I look at, but based on charts and news that provides itself, I can give you a pretty good assumption. So, again, there you go. HMNY shows too. Yeah, for short. So, let's see. It has acquired. So, yeah, again, so RTMB doesn't look too hot. ZGNX was another one I've seen mentioned. There is no news on this one as well. So not that it can't be good. There's just no news to back any of these moves, at least on Thinkorswim, so I couldn't justify getting in. And again, you know, it's okay to play these lower price stocks. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have to remind yourself that penny stocks are not reliable stocks. So for them to be gapping up, we really, 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 really need some type of news catalyst to be driving those price jumps with this to really justify taking a position on them. Because if you don't, then you're setting yourself up for even more risk. And honestly, I really like the way SUNW is looking, okay? I really like the chart right now. It's making good moves up, but not selling off. It's almost like it's like consolidating on its way up. I think with the Benzinga news this morning, SUNW, a stock that's $1.84, has very good potential over $1.84, and hopefully we can push up and pop through $2. But again, we still have 25 minutes till market open, so it's just, you know, hang on there and see what's going on. CTB. So even CATB has a bearish divergence going on right here. So if you look, CATB, bearish divergence, you know, momentum's dying down, but price was going up. So it's possible that that bearish divergence could lead into today and the price could continue to drop. So Jackson, so books, Andrew Aziz has a really good book. His name's Andrew Aziz. I think it's called, I can't remember off the top of my, How to Day Trade. I think that's the title of it. It's like a black and red cover. And then trading, look up Trading in the Zone. I've never personally read it, but from a lot of my buddies who trade, seems to be one of the best books to read as well. And I'm going to be reading it here very soon. So that's what I would recommend. Start with Andrew Aziz, and then that's How to Day Trade, and then Trading in the Zone. And I believe Trading in the Zone is more of a, it's kind of the mentality game of trading, not so much actual, like, you know, patterns and whatever. It's more of like a mentality book as far as trading. So I'd recommend that one. Yeah, so David, ZGNX was up 200%, but again, we kind of went over that one. I would have shorted it. I would have loved to short it, but it made the short move pre-market, and the 1 minute candles were trading in $1, $2, $3 ranges. So imagine getting in a position on ZGNX in which the 1 minute candles are moving in a massive $2, $3. You could get in, and then next thing you know, the next candle is red, and you're down, you know, $300, $400 because the candles on 1 minute are worth $2, $3. So again, just be very cautious. I wouldn't recommend playing that one as, you know, maybe a beginner, or I don't know if you're a beginner, but it can be a very risky trade. What would be support for SUNW? So technically, support is like you could try. Let me hop back over to it. So looking at SUNW back again, you can say that a support is on the dollar. That was really bad. Like right on $1.60 area. That's where you could say support is. But let me point something out here. Again, supports do hold up, obviously, but I got to mention this because I think a lot of people are getting kind of mixed, not mixed around, but there's just something you guys got to know. So it's back to the whole penny stock thing. Penny stocks are very sketchy. They're very volatile. Penny stocks have a mind of their own in which they don't follow the rules quite as well as these bigger price stocks, right? So we can map out supports and stuff, but a lot of times these things don't tend to hold up on the support levels that we map out because they're just so volatile that it's almost like they don't care about supports and they kind of bounce wherever they want. But on the flip side, it's true. They do bounce on support areas and support zones, but it's just something to notice that penny stocks will be less reliable or less creditable to hold up on support zones, okay? It is what it is. But there is definitely, I would say, a support in the $1.60 area. And then back below that is going to be the $1.40 area. But again, I will not trade this stock unless I see it making clear, like I said, if it shows clear support on the $1.60 and then we start getting some green candles, yeah, could potentially take a position, or over $1.84, potentially take a position, okay? So don't jump in. So again, never jump into these stocks without having a game plan or just some type of idea. You don't even have to have a stop loss in place, but you have to have a mental stop loss, okay? So don't ever rush trades. There's no point. Market will be here every single day besides holidays, and it will be here every day. I will be here every day. Traders will be here every day. Stocks are not going anywhere, you know, so just don't force trades. There's really no point, all right? RTNB, Leo, we went over RTNB. It's gapping up. I guess it's going bankrupt, and it has really no good significant news this morning. So I really wouldn't mess with it this morning. So we're at about 9:10 right now. So I'm gonna go through and just double check on some of the stocks that I was looking at. ZYNE, let's take a look there. I guess we'll take a look at ZYNE. So ZYNE seems to be holding up. I think, I don't know who it was, but one of you guys mentioned something about ZYNE in here. I think that it was holding up on that 10 area. Could be good for a bounce or a move back to the 13. It's possible. And does it have news this morning? Yeah, so it seems like it even has some type of news. I'm not really going to read it. I don't know how good it is. But I would still be cautious on Z, just because it's holding up support there doesn't mean that it has to turn around. I mean, on the flip side, I'm actually making, like a beginner course A to Z thing that's going to be so affordable for everyone that it's going to make a no-brainer. There's hundreds of people out there charging thousands of dollars, and that's just asinine. It's just ridiculous. How do you expect a beginner to start even trading when you're trying to charge them thousands of dollars for education? It's just stupid. It's ridiculous. But anyways, in that, I go over a great example of this in sense where I hear it all the time where people will be like, well, I bought on support and I thought I bought a great position. I took a great position. It was on support. Well, support doesn't always have to hold up, right? Okay, imagine this. So as somebody who short stocks as well, I could be looking to short right below that area of support. So imagine if the stock pops down and hits just my short entry, and now we have a bunch of people shorting it, the bounce play is no longer significant. So it's possible that people could be coming in to short this below 10. Do I think so? Not really. But again, we need volume on the stock. Right now, it doesn't look like it has a ton of volume. So keep it on watch. It's more than a possibility for, I wouldn't even, it's not even really a bounce. It's more of just kind of coming back up into the uptrend. Okay. So keep it on watch. It's definitely worth, okay. SN for a bounce play. Let's see. SN. Yeah, I mean, I would have to take a longer look at it. I really won't have enough time on this to give you a good rundown on it. Why is my chart being so weird still? Okay, there it goes. So again, I don't really have, okay, here we go. Now I can, yeah, so you're right. Okay, it definitely has the potential for a bounce play just because it's done this previously in this price point area. So definitely say it has potential. Looking at the daily chart, it makes sense. It's right on support. So it's not extended. It's not below support. It's right on support technically. So you're right. This one, SN, could very well be a pretty good bounce play. Target price, I would need more time to look at it, but it definitely has the potential there. All right. So I just want to go through some of mine, see how they're doing. Okay, looking at MMA, like I said, keep it on watch. It could continue to run. Let me delete these drawings because they look ugly, very ugly. So remove all studies. No, that would have been a mistake. Not studies. Whoa, I'm losing it. All right, so like I said, AMMA, we can see it run today. We just needed to really kind of come back and show some signs of life. It's trying to do that right now in pre-market. So we're going to keep it on watch, guys. This could be the runner again today, so just keep it on watch. ZGNX, I'm not going to go over that. I already know what the deal is on that one, and I don't recommend a lot of you taking a look at it. So again here, look at HMNY. It's really, so this is what I mean, to not buy in before it breaks 12. Look at this pre-market. It has tried, damn, I'm zooming in this is my first time. So look at this, right at 12. I mean, this thing's got pretty strong resistance here in this 12 area. Like it's popped here, try to get there, coming back up. So like I said, to get in before it breaks 12, you're setting yourself up for massive, massive risk, okay? Because look at it. You have resistance at $12, but you have, a support from yesterday at 10, 11. So your profit potential, if you got in at $11.94, your profit potential is 6 cents and your risk is technically $1, okay? So please, when you're doing these breakouts, you got to get in over the whole dollar marks, because if this does not hold up and the morning bell opens and it tests $12 maybe 2-3 times, doesn't break, I'm going to short it instantly. So keep it on watch for over 12 potential long, under 12 resistance, definitely a short play for me. IZEA is just so, like, make up your mind, okay? This chart needs to make up its mind. I don't know why or how it just keeps doing this, but I'm trying to short you, and I want you to let me short you. But it just keeps going back and forth, a little bit choppy, a little bit here, and it's just like, come on, dude. So, again, this one, I'm not going for long. I'm not going to recommend a long. It's possible it could blow up today. I highly doubt it. It's so choppy. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4 doji days in a row. It's bound for a short, and I'm just waiting, and I'm going to hit it hard when it comes. So, again, that's really all I got for Roku. Let's see what Roku's doing. It's 9:16. I'm a minute over time. Roku's trying to bounce back, show some life, but right now it's making a lower high. Sorry, it's making a lower high, and it made a new low. Okay, so this might be setting up for a good short for me. So let's go. Not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. SUNW. We'll take a quick peek at that, and then we're gonna have to hop off here. So let's see. So SUNW, again, it kind of just pooped the bed, all right? It didn't want to hold up. It went up to $1.84, came back down. Still keep it on watch. Who knows? You know, it's got Benzinga radio news. It's possible we see some crazy shit happen. So real quick for everybody in here that maybe just hopped on, I looked at MMAE for potential long. HMNY can be a potential long over 12, but most likely for me is short. IZEA, definitely a short. Roku was a potential long, and it still can be if momentum shifts back to the upside. Oh, man. So Wolf, hopefully, you know what? Roku may not be shortable. I haven't even checked this morning. Let me check, actually. I don't know if it is or isn't. Let's see, Roku. No. Yeah, I can't short Roku, so that's a scratch. So that may help. Knowing that people can't, a lot of people may not be able to short Roku yet could possibly be a good sign. So definitely keeping them on watch here. So that's all I got for you guys this morning. I'm trying to mix it up for shorts and for longs so that everybody kind of has potential with both ways that they would like to go. So again, you know, I don't want this to be long bias. I don't want it to be short bias. I want there to be enough info in here that it can kind of help everybody in a sense of, you know, how they want to trade. And also, I wanted to bring something, just like a quick little thing here. So I was actually reading some information and listening to Tony Robbins. If you're not familiar with him, like a motivational guy, super smart. But I want to mention this to you guys because you guys are into the whole life of investing and saving money. Ideally, that's what we do this for. But I've been living by this kind of like rule of thumb for the past couple months, and it's been working out phenomenal in the sense that I'm able to save a ton more money. In that sense, comes down to discipline. But Tony Robbins said in one of his interviews and in one of his books, it said that if you can't buy something 5 or more times in a row, then you can't afford to buy it. So think about that, right? If you're going to go buy your first house, right, and you're like, oh, well, I want a really cool house or I want a really nice car or something like that. If you can't buy that car 5 times or more, or you can't buy that house 5 times or more, then you can't afford it. And I've been living like that for the past couple months, and I've been able to save a lot more money. And it's just the concept just blew my mind when he said, if you can't afford it 5 times or more, then you can't afford it. So imagine if you want to buy your first house and you're trying to buy a house for 150 grand, but you got to get a loan. You can't even afford to buy the house. You should be living in an apartment, saving your money or figuring out something, or living in a trailer. Honestly, it sounds bad, but you really can't afford it. So I even said to myself, I'm not buying my first house until I can afford that house 5 times in a row. So whether the house is 200 grand, 300 grand, doesn't really matter. When I can buy my first house, I'm going to make sure that I can buy it out and I can buy it 5 times in a row. So quick little spiel for you guys. I will see you on Monday morning for our pre-market watch list. For those of you joining in on Facebook, thank you once again. I will also be going live again at 12:30. We'll be doing a lunchtime market recap, and I'm still formulating the game plan on how I want to run that. But I will see you guys 12:30 to 1 p.m. again today. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. Like I said, when I reach 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to be buying 2 or 3. I haven't decided yet. If you're lucky, I'll do 3, but I'm going to buy 2 or 3 25-inch HP monitors to give away to some people here. I haven't figured out how I'm going to run the kind of the giveaway. You know, I'll let you guys know on that. But when I do figure it out, you'll be the first to know. I'm going to buy 2 or 3 of them. I'm going to buy them through Amazon. That way I can just ship them to you straight through Amazon, and it'd probably be more cost efficient than buying them from Best Buy and then going and paying for shipping separately. That would just be pointless. So I'm planning on buying them through Amazon, and then whoever, you know, wins or whatever, give them to. You guys are just going to have to provide me with your address. That way I can have them shipped directly from Amazon to you guys. And then once you get them, you have to make sure to get it set up and get your charts on them, and then send that picture, link me in that picture on Facebook or something, or even, you know, on one of our Facebook groups or something, just to show that you have received it, and then it's all set up, ready to go. So other than that, that's what I got for you guys today. And stay tuned. I'll see you at 12:30 today.